Welcome again, friends. And today we'll be going into the last question for day two. And the use case here is that the product manager is curating marketing asset for chain related component. They need a readable list combining product name and number to feed content systems and ensure consistent messaging. Now, your task, the business impact, you can always go through that. Your task is really to create a curated SKU list with a combined display field for product name and number. Now we go back to a formula. What table are we talking about? What attribute? What filters? Now the table here is going to be related to product manager, right? It basically having to do the product. If you look at the chain related company, we're really talking about product. And we've talked about product in our previous sessions, and product is in production. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. And also, we're looking at okay, what's our filter? Well, they're saying chain related components, so they want anything related to chain. If you look at your output here, you can see it's related to chain. So that's one filter we have to factor in. And also, is there any additional attribute we have to derive? Yes, we will need to combine product name and number. All right, so that's what we want to do in this particular video. So let's quickly go back to our lab. Okay, and let's I think we have one for product somewhere. Yes, I'm just going to copy that. We have something there before, so I'm going to copy and paste, and then I'm going to remove the comment, and then I'm just going to run it. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, guys. So with that, we've been able to pull all of this together. Now what we just need to do right now is to look at and first of all see how we can combine these two together. Let's quickly do that. So there are a couple of functions we can use for the for combining those two attributes. First of all, take note, are they numbers? What is the data type? Is it integer or character? You can see this is a character variant or character, and product number is in character. So we don't need to worry about the data type in this case. Should just work perfectly well. So we're going to use a function called concat. And then here, you're basically going to then reference the name, okay? And then we're gonna then add a divider so that way we can know that so basically I put a space between it. You see I had a space here, I had a space here, and then we just drop in the product number here. All right, we drop in the product number, and then we call this we can just call it what we had it there before. We call it name product number. So that's what we're gonna call it. We call it name product number. Let's quickly do that. All right, beautiful. And then we can run this. Let's see if that works fine. All right, so that is working quite well. This is great. This is great, great. Now, are there other ways we can do this just for the purpose of in case you need to use other methods? Okay, so we will use pipe methodology using pipe. And so when you have name here, okay, and then you have this double pipe. And then what you need to do is just copy exactly what you have here. So it sees a double pipe as a way to concatenate, okay? And then you then drop in another double pipe here. And then you have the product number. You had it just right here. And then that's it. And then we just name the column, okay? So we use the alias to name the column, and then we run this. Beautiful, guys. You can see it just worked quite well. Okay, now there is another thing we need to factor in, which is the fact that we want only chain related product. Okay, so let's quickly put that into actions. Let's put that code in. So we can just simply say name, right? And we will say like. So like tend to just look for it gives you a way to be able to put in your pattern, right? So you say like, and then you will say chain. Okay, so we'll say chain, and this is case sensitive. Okay, this is case sensitive. Okay, so if you run this, you will notice that it will not work. I'll show you why. You can see it's not returning anything. The reason is because either you make this capital, and then you will see value because it's case sensitive. So it's expecting a capital C, and then you're giving it a small letter C. And then what this wildcard is saying right here is that if there is any letters or any characters before it, or any characters after it, in as much it matches this word in between in the character, we want to return that value. And that is what is happening. Actually, we can remove this one because we can see there is no chain that is in between two object two text. If we run this, we get the same value. So this is good enough. Now, what if we just want it to be small letter? What can we do differently? Now, in that case, what we need to do is to lower this, right? Change this to lowercase. You just use lower as a function, and then what it does is that it return a low. We can actually just let me run this so you kind of see what happens, right? If I run, actually, let me put it close to this so you kind of see it, and then you can relate to it. Okay, let's call this lower name. Okay, and then let's run that. You can see what it does is that it lower all the case, right? So we all just have small letters, right? And then that way when it filters, it just work perfectly. You can see it's working perfectly now. So that's exactly what happens. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to remove this guy, and then I'm going to run this again. Beautiful, beautiful, guys. And then you can see that the value is coming as expected. Guys, this is awesome. Let's compare this value with what we have in our result here. We can see it's matching exactly what we expect, and that is it, guys. And thank you so much for watching. If you think of anything, any other method that you feel you want to use, put it in the comment. Let me know how you will solve this better, or let me know what your solution is, and then we can take it off from there. All right, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you in the next session.